turn up a 10 and did it again and again and then for the dollar. These niggas hate me, still wanna beat me, popping my shit with no collar. I've been moving low-key, trying to do.
Good morning, y'all. So it's currently 8:30 around that time, and I'm finna head to the gym. Friend from yesterday that I re-saw that I knew last year, she said she'd be in the gym pretty much every day too. So I said, okay, let's get a workout in. And she said, well, she coming again tomorrow morning, but today leg day. So I said, hey, let me get that workout in with you. So she gonna put me through a leg day. Hey, y'all send a prayer for me already. You know, me and leg day will be a little shaky, but I'm gonna get through it. It's gonna be smooth. I'm finna head that way in a few, but I had to pick up the camera, let y'all know what the plan is for today. So that's the first agenda right there. I'm gonna head to the gym, come back. You know the drill. Once again, hey, I love to eat, so I gotta make me some food. So I might get some food. I might get some food out with her. I'm not sure yet. I'll ask her, but if not, then I'm gonna for sure come back here and eat me some food here at the spot. So yeah, like it's more of a little cloudy day outside today. Hoping it's not gonna rain, but if it do, then you know that's just an in the crib type of day. Chill out, actually organize my stuff like I'm supposed to, but I also need to go by the financial aid building to talk to them, make sure all my stuff normal, like my, you know, all my financial aid, scholarship stuff, all that is in line like it's supposed to. And since I switched my major and everything like that, I need to make sure they got all that stuff in line. Like it ain't no more extra fees, you feel me, on me and my family, cause ain't nobody got time to be paying no extra, you feel me? But that's the little agenda for right now. You know, it's subject to change, of course, but yeah, I'm gonna head to the gym and I'm gonna for sure pick the camera back up because once again, daily vlogs. So far we dropped 2. The other one was yesterday. We actually dropped one today, so make sure y'all tune in. Today's was actually yesterday's, but you feel me? You'll understand the sequence once you get a flow of it. Like they all intertwine, of course, the daily vlogs, but I'm gonna post the day after, or I might post the day of. Once I just gotta get on a certain track, but I like the track I'm on now. I like how I record, you know, don't really do too much edits, but I've already posted one today, so I'll probably just upload this one tomorrow and kind of do it like that in the morning. So you go morning and then it just has the full day to just gain as much traction as possible. So, you know, gotta try out little strategies, and if this strategy don't work, then, you know, I'll switch it to something else, but I'm liking the flow of this one. So yeah, and we moisturized the hair, y'all, you feel me? I don't know if y'all can tell from the camera, but we did moisturize the hair too, you feel me? I'm on a new routine, so I gotta make sure, you know, keep the body clean, keep the hair moisturized, you know, keep the image like I want it to be kept. So yeah, so it's morning time. Like I said, we finna get to it. If you ain't getting to it, use this motivation to get up and get to it, cause you know, hey, everybody got the same 24 hours in a day, but what you gonna do with yours? That's the real question. But I'm gonna tap back in with y'all once I get back from the gym or whatever I do. When I'm back here, back with the camera, I'm gonna tap in with y'all. All right now. All right, so we just finished up the workout. It might be a little louder here. I know y'all can hear me for real, but the workout went good. She put me through one for real. She put me through one. But leg day was smooth. And after us talking, I'm in the mood for pancakes now. So I'm gonna slide to Kroger's to get some pancakes, but I'm gonna let her say what's up to y'all too. Say what's up to him.
What's up, camera?
Let them know who you is.
I'm Amy.
Y'all, you know, this is my friend from last year. I saw her in the gym yesterday. Well, I told you on the vlog, I saw some people I knew from yesterday, and what's called, me and her said, hey, let's get in the gym. She told me 9 o'clock sharp, and I said, I'm gonna be there. So leg day completed. I give it I'm not overly tired. I'll probably give like a 7.5 out of 10. We did core too, so I told y'all a 6-pack by December. She got her little 2-pack already, so she there for real. She a little shy, y'all, but I'm finna slide up out of here. I'm gonna go to Kroger's, get my pancakes, and I'm gonna cook and everything like I told you on the last clip, but I'll see y'all in a few. All right, y'all, so this is the first time cooking this much in the kitchen right now, but got the hash browns, you feel me? They is heavy pepper, so, you know, they ain't black, and they is cooked, but, you know, they ain't burnt. I'll tell you that real quick. I got the eggs in here, too. Finna put the eggs, well, finna put the hash browns in here as well. So that's 2 things done. You know, I'm gonna make like a little, you know how they do at Waffle House, eggs, hash browns, one of them little bowls like that. That's the plan for that. But now, we got the pancake batter. I gotta stir a little bit more. It is like a little bit. I just poured the egg in there now, so it's a little thick, but we're gonna get that sorted out. But yeah, so far we got eggs, hash browns, spinach, I'm gonna do these protein pancakes. This is the type of pancakes I got right here. Hopefully they turn out good. This is my first time having protein pancakes, so we're gonna see what they're talking about. Just put a little cinnamon in there. Only other pepper only other season I use for the eggs and hash browns pepper. And then we got the honey. We're gonna try the honey out as like the syrup. So you feel me? And of course, everything I cook in olive oil. So feel me? Hey, we chefing it up for real, but we're finna see how these pancakes turn out. Like I said, I'm using a skillet. I gotta wash it before I do the pancake. I did those last because, you know, I gotta make sure those fresh. But that's the last thing I cook, so, you know, hopefully I don't burn these. I'm trying to make sure these turn out good. You know, a nice fluffy pancake. This a lot of batter, so this might turn into 2, 3, 4. I don't know. We gonna see though. But I would like to make like a big one. But I gotta make sure I have enough room where I can flip it and, you know, everything like that. So I'm gonna see what it's talking about, and of course y'all gonna see the final product. So just had to tap in with y'all for a little minute. Come on now, y'all. That's not bad. That's not bad. I do like mine a little, you know, a little teasing brown. That's not bad. The other one, on the other hand, it came up like it kind of was this one right here was way more batter in it. So it was more of like a bigger pancake. So it did kind of break on me when I was trying to flip it. So I just went ahead and crumbled it up. Cause for me, that's how it's gonna be anyways when, you know, put the dressing, put the honey on and everything like that on it. So, you know, I'm gonna crumble it up anyways once it comes out of there. So it's fine like it is. The stove is off. I'm just letting it, you know, cook for that last little bit. But this one's not bad. Like, this is a full pancake. Hey, at first I thought I wasn't gonna use all that batter, but eventually, like, after I kept on pouring on that second, I was like, okay, yeah, I might as well just use it all. So, you feel me? Trying something new. Get a little more light in here, bro. Trying something new, but yeah, that's a lock now. That's smooth, but hopefully it tastes as good as, you know, it looks. As good as it looks. So I'm gonna let this cook down. Probably go ahead and break this one up too and put it back in the pan so it can be like freshly hot. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hash browns and my eggs into a bowl, put a little cheese on it. Hey, y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. If you like to eat, you know how it is. But I'm gonna show y'all the full thing once everything is plated, put on the table. But hey, try something new, a little new for breakfast. You know, yesterday we had the chicken tacos, chicken egg tacos with some cut up peppers and onions and in a fruit bowl. But for today we're gonna do this, and we do have, go ahead and get these out right now. I'm gonna chop up a banana and put it on the pancakes. Can't do no with Reese. You can't do no with Reese. Like, we in that kitchen for real, y'all. Yeah, I love it. I love having my own space, love having my own kitchen, because back at the crib, I'm constantly cooking. Like, I'd rather cook than go out and get something to eat. There is exceptions, you know, for some wings, all the time for some wings. And, you know, a good steak. But I'm gonna for sure, I go back home this weekend, I'm gonna get some more of my bowls, pots, seasonings. I'm gonna for sure cook a steak at the crib. That's no question. You know, a steak with some asparagus, with potatoes. That's OC. But hey, you feel me? I'm keeping y'all in the loop, man. Like I said, it's still cloudy day out here right now. Hopefully it don't rain, which I think it might. So I need to go ahead, eat this food, you know, and go ahead and get dressed. Well, yeah, I'm dressed. White tee, some shorts. Go to the financial aid building. So basically get all my stuff together so I can go over there. First off, before they close, and second, before it rains. So I'm gonna tap back in, y'all, once everything is plated and I'm ready to eat. Peace. Here go the full platter, y'all. Pancakes, got banana slices on top of it. Here go that hash brown, egg, spinach, scramble with some cheese on top. I actually got my calorie tracker over here right now, tracking the amount of calories. It's just a little inaccurate. It says 1 plate, 350. I usually try to, like, when I'm doing like more specific things, I just up it to 1.5. But because it's a full plate, the banana itself is probably like 100 calories, which ain't nothing. But I know that the pancakes itself were both 210 per pancake, so that's put you at 420 for two. Cut it a full cup when it says 1/2 is the serving size. So I'm gonna up it to not 23. I clicked on 3 by accident. I'm up it to 2, so sitting around 700 calories, just an estimate. Nothing all the way accurate, but I might as well put it in like this, because then when I'm watching my calories for later, even though I'm well probably over my estimated right here, it'll at least let me know like, okay, you still are about to hit your calorie even though you're a little under. It's just, you know, accountability on my end by at least putting something in the tracker, even though it might be overestimated, at least it's something. So go ahead and log that right there. And then we also need to, we did put an egg in the pancakes and 2 eggs in the bowl, so large eggs. There we go. Is this it? I try to be accurate as possible, so we'll put Kroger in there too. Just see if it pops up. Kroger's large eggs. There we go. Yep. So we had 3. So 220 grams, 220 calories, 18 grams of protein for the 3 eggs. I think everything else was pretty much. So we had the country style hash brown. I did a cup of those. That was 70 calories. The spinach itself was probably like 12 calories. I put a cup, but I probably used less than that. Now I already showed y'all the pancake with banana as well as the scrambled eggs for the bowl right then and there. So for it says my food intake so far is 922 calories. And I've consumed probably a well balance of different, you know, between protein, fat, carbs, sugar. We have bypassed sugar, but you know, at the end of the day, I try to drink a lot of water, so hopefully, you know, we can drown that sugar out. Same with sodium. But the protein is probably a little bit higher than what it actually says, because the protein, it did not pop up the protein pancakes, and those pancakes were 15 grams of protein per serving. So really, we're at probably like 30 off of just the pancakes alone. The eggs is another, was it 18? So we're probably around like 50 grams of protein, plus the hash brown has some in there too. We're probably around that 50 grams of protein marker off of this first meal. So, hey, got all the stat sheet in there, you know, gotta keep your stats. Gotta keep the stats, but now it's time to, you know, eat. And y'all, the pancakes turned out amazing, y'all. Literally turned out amazing. Like, they're good. I ain't gonna lie to you. And this, you know, I've mastered, in my opinion, I've mastered cooking eggs. So they're always A1. Hash brown, first time doing those on like that type of small skillet. I've done them back home, but there was like one of them like bigger, there was on a skillet. First I'm doing on a pan. There we go. But hey, I'm gonna eat this. Showing up, y'all. I know I can see it is starting to rain outside, so financial aid office might be better. We're gonna see though. It might just be a quick little shower right now and it might fade away, but if it rain, financial aid office is done for. So and that means y'all get this video out quicker, because you know I go ahead and chop everything up, put into the same video, because I took it in different clips. So you know there's always a reward, no matter if something else looks like a loss. I can get there tomorrow. That's no problem, which I will have to. Like, that's a priority for tomorrow. But yeah, we'll crush this food first, and then we'll go about the rest of the day from there. But so far, food tastes like a 10 out of 10, and that's not just because I'm cooked it. That's not just because I cooked it. I'm not being biased. I'm not being biased at all. Let me go eat this food, y'all. I'll tap in with y'all later. Peace. Be back at it again, y'all. I ain't playing with it. 6-pack will really be here by December, hopefully. But hey, make sure all the stats, you know. Come on. Hey, I don't know if it's fully focused, but we back in that lab, y'all. 4.57 miles, 47 minutes, pace of 10 minutes, 7,000 steps. It's the evening run. I did way more of a jog, like run today. More on the, it was still a jog, but I did more on the run side of the jog today rather than the walk side. Come on, we doing it, we doing it. And look, y'all know I told y'all yesterday that was the 5th fastest, 3rd fastest in the 5K today. You feel me? Come on. But 4.57, that's tough. And then also, I got one more stat for you. Might as well call it a triple double. 18,000 steps for the day, and it's only 7:08, and that's 9 miles for today. I'm proud of myself. Oh, bro, I'm proud of myself. But now, I'm gonna show myself how proud I am. I'm gonna get in this fridge, and I'm gonna go in here and grab this chicken. Boom. I did pick up the rice as well. I did pick up more than what I told myself to go pick up in the stove. I got some jasmine rice as well because I already had the vision. I was gonna get the chicken and rice later, and I'll probably do some fruit with it, something simple. Oh no. This guacamole can't sit for too long. I'm gonna have to really weekly, low key. I'm gonna have to get a new thing of guacamole weekly. So this guacamole gonna have to get ate up. Not weekly, but weekly at the same time, a week and a half before it lets it just sit. So I'm gonna do that right there, and I'll do my chips with it. So this the show y'all the meal for tonight. Some chicken, a thing of rice, some guacamole, and some chips. Sounds good to me. I ain't got no problem with it. And then gots to, no question, the one and only cran grape. Gotta throw cran grape in the mix too. So boom. This right here is the meal prep for tonight. It's already meal prep, but I'm doing it for tonight, you feel me? And can't forget the hot sauce. What better yet than go extra hot, extra spice. Gotta spice it up, bro. But yeah, that's everything. I'm gonna close the fridge now. Let me grab a water out of here for right now. But yeah, y'all, run went good. It's, what time is it? I was gonna hop on the Bible study call. I think I got enough time. Oh yeah, it's only 7:09. I'm gonna hop on the Bible study call while I get everything prepared and sit down and eat that while I'm listening to the Bible study call. So that's the agenda for right now. Yeah, I'm okay, a little bit out of breath. Like I said, I just finished up. I was walking back here and everything like that. So the gains is getting met, y'all. The gains is getting met, but go stay consistent. The main thing is consistency. That's for everything, not just when it comes to this YouTube. It comes to my health, my wealth. Everything has to be consistent so everything can prosper like it's supposed to. But once again, I'm gonna show y'all everything once it's fully done. But I'm gonna tap back in with y'all then. So I'm taking today as more of a reset day. So this right here, this footage is gonna be combined with yesterday's footage as well. But today's just more reset day. I kind of just woke up and, as a believer in God, sometimes you just have a conviction, in your heart that says, okay, I need to pour more into upbuilding God's kingdom rather than my kingdom. So this morning, morning has passed, but it's 3:50 right now, so we're approaching more into the evening time. I just want to dive deeper into the word. So I have a few notes right here. I was reading from Matthew this morning, and I was listening to a sermon by, if you know of, it's called the 2018 Church. And they're based in Atlanta, and they do a lot of sermons. They have a virtual congregation as well as they have a in-person congregation, but their virtual congregation is actually still a whole lot compared to their in-person. Like he said, he has thousands of people that tune in virtually for his messages, and I tuned into the one. I don't know if this was a Sunday message because he had it on there 3 days ago, which this probably uploaded. Yeah, this was probably this most recent Sunday. Now I look back at the days, by today being Thursday, and his message came from, his message topic was stay awake, and it came from Matthew chapter 24, verse 36 through 51. So he was finishing up the back end of Matthew, and I took a few notes down, and I'll go over a few of them. Like I said, I really just took today as more of a, hone back in on my purpose, hone back in on my reasoning. I was talking to one of my brothers yesterday, and he said, me and him was talking. We was just talking on, we really check in on each other, make sure everything's going good on mental, physically, all this, that, and the third. And one thing I had told him yesterday was, when you're on your journey, self journey, and you're really trying to better yourself, you cannot expect everything to be 100% perfect. The life we live is not perfect. At the end of the day, we are humans. Humans are going to do what humans want to do. At the end of the day, in modern terms, life's going to life. That's a relatable thing. Life is going to life. But when you really partake up and really hone in on that disciplinary factor of your life, you can slip up, you can fall, but having that discipline, you will always get back on track, and there won't be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that's one thing I kind of related to him, and it really reflected to me after waking up this morning, and also after listening and reading the book of Matthew, coming from chapter 24. It really was talking on, like, it really in the message, it said, let me find the exact verse. Verse 42 from this chapter, it says, therefore, stay awake. So I had to put that in bold, like, stay awake. That's the whole message of the sermon, was stay awake. It's really coming straight from the verse itself. Therefore, stay awake, for you do not know on what day the Lord is coming. This was kind of his full wraparound topic, and he was talking on stay awake. So that means, making sure you're fully present in the moment, making sure you're fully present in what's going on in your life. But even deeper, stay awake, because we do not truly know when God will come back. Nobody knows. Man, human, angels, even God's heavenly figures do not know when he's coming back. The only person who knows when God is coming back is himself. So that's a crazy realization. Like, we don't know when on this earth will be our last days. We don't know how long we're promised, this life, this temporary life that's not even ours. A lot of things, you get a light into a lot of different things when you just read the Bible or just listen to the word, because it's literally like history. Like, everything is shown unto you because it's already been done before. Like, no matter what you have going on in life, no matter where you feel like you are in life, I can guarantee you someone in the Bible, even though they're not like a big figure like a Noah from Noah's Ark, or, like a St. Matthew, right, when writing this text right here, there is still someone in the Bible that can relate personally to what you're going on, or a story or some type of representation that can relate back to what you have going on. It's just you have to find it, and not find it just on your own doing. Talk to God, because then he will relate a message to you. Literally, when I was this fell on me in my heart this morning, I said, okay, I want to really just dive into my word today. I literally just 28:19 church came to my mind immediately. It came to my mind immediately. I said, okay, I want to listen to his sermon. And I saw the one that was most recently. I could have chose any sermon. There's multitudes of sermons on there, but I chose the most recent one, not knowing what was going to be partaked in it, other than the title being Stay Awake. But when he said, I got to restate it again, therefore stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. This is Jesus talking to us in the Bible. This is Jesus, the Son of God, talking, that you will not know what day God will come back, but you must stay awake. And I even took even more away from that. Stay awake by living like the expectation that the Lord is returning. If we go day by day and we envision in our minds, okay, I want to live my life as if God was going to come back today, do you know how much more peace your life will be brought upon you? Because you're not going to be worried about any and everything going on. You're not going to be doing any and everything in your life, because then you're focused on, what if God was coming down right now? God's already watching you all the time. God is omnipresent. That's always, he's everywhere. He's always there. But imagine if what I'm doing on today, God ascends from the sky and says, okay, now it is judgment day. For what, not even what you've done in your past. What if he just said, for what you have done on today, I will judge you. That just hit deep to me. That just hit deep to me, because the Lord didn't call us to be understood. He called us to be obedient. Not everything we can do in life is justified. Not everything we do in life will be understood to others. But if we're obedient to God's will, if we're obedient to God's word, imagine where our directory of life can change. And this is even another one, how I spoke about Noah, being a more of a figurative, being more of a big, a name in the Bible. Everybody knows about Noah's Ark. That's a childhood, that's a childhood Bible study, Sunday school lesson that everyone, knows about in a sense. But then he said, this is what the pastor said, spend a decade of my life doing God's will that no one else will understand. Spend a decade doing God's will and no one else will understand. And this directly correlates back to Noah. because Noah built his ark for 100 years while being misunderstood by everyone in the land because not a single raindrop had failed before. How do you put that into your own mind? Like, put that into your representation of your life. You are doing God's will. You're doing what God has planned for your life, what he has ordained upon you. No one understands why you're doing it until it shows up the reason of your doing. A raindrop fell from the sky 100 years later from when Noah started building this ark. 100 years later, he's an on-time God, I'm trying to tell you. 100 years later, a raindrop fell down, and that is what emerged into a worldwide flood. So imagine what you're doing in life right now. 100 years seems crazy to us. Some of us want to get things done. I can testify to myself. I've been wanting to get things done in less than a month. You feel me? I've been wanting to reach where I want to reach in less than a month, reach it in a week span if I really could. It takes time. God places some things in your life, not for you to have it right now, but for you to work towards it. Just because you're right here in life on what you want to pursue does not mean you will not get here before you can see it through. You just got to trust. You got to stay true to his will. So that right there is another one that really stood out to me. I'm going to find one more for y'all. I'm going to find one more. Well, two more. This one right here also stood out. Everything stood out, but I'm really trying to hone in on pieces that are like quick, can talk about, and can really relate to anyone. Modern society is busy doing everything outside the will of God. That's just point blank and simple, y'all. Like this society is just in a sense of laziness. Like this 2025, like we're in a new year. We're emerging into another year, but we're already halfway through 2025, and it's just been filled with laziness. People are not ambitious no more. People are not hardworking. People are not wanting to reach what they want to reach. Now, I'm not saying everyone, but it's a select few now that are going to reach what they want to do. Yes, you might have that drive, but then they just fall short. It's not because they just don't want to. It's just they don't have the will to do it. Modern society, I gotta find it again. My fault, y'all. Modern society is busy doing everything outside of God's will. What are you doing that you lose hope in or just not wanting to do? Is it equivalent to God's will? If not, there's your reason. There's your answer on why you won't do it more. You gotta hone in on certain things like that, y'all. And then I'm gonna give y'all one more piece of wisdom right here. Here we go. There is nothing more important than what is connected to me doing the will of God. That connects right back to what my modern society is failing to do. Nothing is more important. Nothing is more valued than doing the will of God. Because the will of God is not temporary. The will of God is eternal. This life is temporary. What we have is not ours. And this is something I had to really, this is something that was said today, but I still have to understand more. This right here, this is not mine. None of this is mine. You know, look, literally none of this is mine, but I'm staying here, of course. This, you know, this iPad, the camera I'm recording on, the clothes on my body, none of this is mine. The money in my pocket, none of this is mine. But the will of God, what he bestowed upon me, is mine. It's one of the things where sometimes it's hard to understand, but when you just do it, it will make sense. And it may not make sense to other people. That correlates what I said just a minute ago. It may not make sense to other people, but it will make sense to you because you're doing God's will. Y'all, like when it's on a self journey right now in life, it's not just about bettering me. When it comes to the health, it's not about bettering my body. It's not about, you know, getting the muscles, you know, looking lean. It's not about that. When I'm prospering in life, when I'm getting money, it's not about the money. It's not about me trying to, you know, but not me trying to just spend, get what I want to get in life. No, what I'm doing in this life, I'm speaking for me. I have to have the understanding that what I'm doing is not bettering my kingdom, but bettering God's kingdom. When I'm pouring into my body, when I go to the gym, when I go on my jogs, when I go on my runs, I go on my walks, I'm bettering my body for God.
This is my temple that he blessed upon me. It's not even mine. It was given unto me from him. When I'm going to work, when I'm hustling for my money, when I'm doing this, that, and the third, I'm not getting the money for me. I'm doing it to upbuild God's kingdom. I'm doing it where I can pour into what I want to do, the will, because that's the will that he placed upon me. When I'm bettering my speech, when I'm bettering my communication, when I'm bettering my quality of videos, when I'm pouring things out like this in the videos, I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for him. I'm doing it so people can understand the power of God and the word that he brings, the word that he brings into life every single day. Just by you having breath in your body right now, God has a purpose for you. I'm speaking directly to you. God has a purpose for you. It's just, will you stick along the journey enough to bestow it? But, you know, that's that. I digress. It's just a lot to think about. And there's a constant mental battle to, you know, knowing where you want to be in life and knowing where you truly sit in the eyes of not only yourself, but God as well, because he will be back. And we do not know when, we do not know where, we do not know how, when, where, we don't know what, we don't know why. We don't know none of this. You feel me? When I say on a timestamp. But we do know the why on why he will be back, and that's to judge us for what we have done on this earth. So the only question I ask myself on a daily basis is, if God was to come back today, how would he look at me? How would I be judged?
Man, I can't even say nothing. Your boy tired. Your boy put that work in once again today, y'all. I've been putting that work in these past 3 days. Y'all know the drill. Show you the stat sheet. Come on, man. I've been dropping triple-double after triple-double after triple-double. Brother. Today, here we are. Here go the stats. I'm going to read it to you. 5.2 miles. 13 minute pace per mile. 1 hour and 10 minutes for the whole shebang. Congratulations, you set your third fastest time in the second mile. Once again, whenever I see congratulations, that means I'm doing something right. Might not know exactly what it's meaning, but it means I'm doing something right. But yeah, that was a good one today, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. Once again, kept it consistent. Did more running than walking. So that is 5 activities this past week so far, with a full time of 3 hours and 44 minutes and a distance of 17.24 miles. I'm gonna sit down and do the math, but I would love to do like a goal setting for this, especially when it comes to the distance. Like from where I am now, well, I started, like I said, August, might as well say August, right? From August until the end of the year, I wonder how many miles I can do by the end. I might not set a number in particular, well, I feel like I need a goal number. You know, I might ask ChatGPT, like, give me a goal number in mind that, like, you should, like, have to reach from August to December if you're doing daily runs. I'm gonna see what the number is, and I'm gonna see if I can, you know, do it. See if I can accomplish it. You know, anything you put your mind to, you can do. I just got the food out too. Once again, chicken and rice, you feel me? Come on, man. Love me some chicken and rice, but we're gonna switch it up a little bit. I got the pasta salad too. I'm gonna throw a spoonful. It's a fresh bowl, y'all, too. A fresh bowl of pasta salad, but throw a spoonful on top of the chicken and rice once it cools down a little bit. And we go, you know, make this thing shake for real. But, oh, first off, let me check my calories, but I'll talk to you while I'm doing that. But yeah, outside run was very good today. It feels great outside. I got a good sweat in too. I had y'all know me, I take my time when I'm trying to think of something. I had a long sleeve on. Had a long sleeve on. It had like a little bit of like the slightly over the waist like crop type to it. So air was flowing good through, like, you know, the bottom of the shirt type timing, because I had the shorts and everything like that on, but like the arms and everywhere else, bro. In other words, it was hot. And the body for sure got a good sweat in. So after I eat all this, the shower is the next place I will be going to. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I really do like what I'm doing by doing this consistently. I feel like this consistency that I'm on this journey when it comes to health it's going very well right now. I feel like it really is going well. I've been very consistent, and I learned something new, and I feel like that's why my consistency has been so strong. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing this for God. You know, I said this in the last clip, which my camera did die in the last clip, so that's why I kind of like just cut out of nowhere. But I did say this in the last clip. You cannot do things for the superficialness of yourself. You have to do it for the upper power. My upper power is God. So I feel like once I adjusted that mindset, things have been way smoother. I'm trying to think, this gonna be dinner. I was about to put it in as lunch, but it's 7 o'clock, and I'm gonna put it as lunch. All right though. And y'all, this app is so smooth. Like, it got an AI scanner. Look, all I do is just put it over the bowl, takes a screenshot of it, and it's gonna scan exactly what's in there. Which I do know, like, the rice itself is like 220 calories, so I know it has to be more than just, you feel me, that 1 cup cooked. I put jasmine rice, and it's all AI, like AI done it. And like I said, 100 grams of shredded chicken. I don't know how many grams it was. I didn't measure it at all, but it's an estimate that it's gonna give me. It saves me a lot of time and still keeps it, like, you know, healthy as well. So I'm very, very grateful for this app and all the things that come with it. And look at that. It gave me a breakdown. It says 350 calories, 45 grams of carbs, 25 grams of protein. I always like to, you know, just because it sometimes does underestimate and sometimes it overestimates, I always add a 0.5 or I go to a full serving. A full serving depending on what it is. So I'm gonna put it as 1.5. It equals me 525 calories, 67 carbs, 37 protein, 12 grams of fat, and a few more additional things in there. But y'all, this app gives me the full breakdown, and I did pay the yearly for subscription, but $30 for this full app, and I can actually, you know, track my calories in more of a sufficient way. I'm perfectly fine with that. And so far, we're looking pretty good on our calorie intake. And like I said, I am gonna add me a spoonful of the pasta salad on top of it, you know. This has a little bit of everything in it, which will actually backtrack. Before I do that, just so I can track the calories, I've already tracked everything else together. I'm gonna put it on a plate. Just so y'all see I'm staying true to it. Just 1 scoop is all I needed. 1 scoop of pasta salad. Put the spoon in there. And then the same way I did this one, I'm just gonna click on dinner. I'm gonna click on AI scan. Bring it up so it gets the whole picture. I scan it, let it do its thing. You know, it takes a short little minute, but I can go ahead and put this in here because my job is done. Now the rest is just for it to do its own thing. And it says pasta salad, and this time, see, it comes up with everything in there, a little breakdown, 1/4. I know what I put in there, but who wants to put everything in there? So click continue. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna add pasta salad, good as I don't know what, y'all. I'm gonna add 0.5 to it. And this is okay because even though this oversteps my calorie amount, this also keeps me in line at the end because right now I'm at 1,413 calorie intake, and I'm hoping I'm planning on this being my last meal of the day. So by that being said, I'm probably not even at 1,413 calories. I'm probably a little bit lower. Now, I'm not saying it's a lot because it still is on point, but I'm probably a little bit lower than what it actually says just because I put in my measurements, I put in my tracking a little bit over what it actually is to be. And I am gonna me some fruit as well because the fruit needs to get ate up. I'm heading back home this weekend, and I don't want a bunch of things just sitting in here. I do plan on going to like the grocery store per weekly, but certain things can always stay in here and it's perfectly fine. But things like that do need to, you know, get taken care of. Got me a little Italian and you know, a little hot sauce for the dressing. Put on top of the chicken and the pasta salad. But yeah, y'all, it's been a good day so far, y'all. I really have been a good day so far. Haven't done too much, but it's been a good one, so I can't complain. But let me get the rest of this prepared, and then I'm gonna sit y'all down and go talk for a little while, and we're gonna see what it's talking about. I'm gonna probably edit the other video as well. Well, not edit. I told you these are daily vlogs. I just mash everything together, but it's still editing, so I'll probably sit down and do that after, you know, I talk to y'all for a little while. But let me get one thing done at a time. Before I speed rush, you know, cloud them out with 100 things I need to do.
One step at a time, Reese. I'll get back to y'all once we sit down and eat the table. Food laid out. As you can see, hot salad, chicken, rice, and you know, the hot sauce added extra in there. I'm already feeling it. Hey, that extra hot ain't no joke. And then I got me some fruit as well. And once again, cran grape diet though. Best drink on the world. Best drink in the world, hands down when it comes to a juice. If you got a different one in the comments, let it be known. But for me, this is the best juice on, bro. And it's good for you. Before we get into the food though, let me pray. Dear God, thank you for this food, God. Thank you for, allowing me to prepare this, God. Thank you for just allowing another blessing to be laid upon me, God. Bless the ones who do and do not have, God. Please provide a meal onto someone's plate, no matter what they're going through, no matter where they're in life right now, God. I ask this unto you right now, God. Jesus, I pray. Amen. Live reaction to food, you feel me? Once it's gonna be good. No bias. It's gonna be good though. Oh yeah. No question. That pasta there actually does add some flavor to it. But we're gonna take it slow because I want to sit down and talk to y'all like I was earlier, because like I said, I feel like this might be more of the message for this video right here. But I want to talk on what I was talking about earlier, and that's to stay awake. I touched on a few points, but like I was telling y'all, there were so many good points, it was hard for me just to choose a few. So another point I want to talk on, kind of like what I just did, well, exactly what I just did is, don't be fearful to pray. Praying is the direct time where you're talking to God. This is a personal time where it's a conversation between you and Him, where you can express yourself no matter how you're feeling, no matter what you've done, no matter just what's ever on your mind, what's on your heart. You can let it known be on God, let it known unto God, because truly He already knows. I had it wrote down right here, come boldly to God about anything. It's the lies of the devil that cause us to miss God and fall short upon His forever grace. Like I mentioned earlier, God has no condemnation over what you bring to the table, because He already knows. What you've already done should not feel, ashamed, because God already knows. Now you should feel, okay, yes, I've disobeyed God. You should feel a sense of, conviction, a sense of hurt, but never ashamed, because God wants us to come to Him direct. God wants us to come to Him with all of our problems, all of our burdens, any and everything on us. He wants it to take it away from us and lay it upon Him. So why feel fearful to not come to Him and pray? That's the direct time you can talk to God and surrender everything unto Him. I'm just kind of going through my notes right now. I know I touched on a few earlier, but there was a few more in here I really want to touch on. Similar to how I used the parable of Noah earlier, hear the warning before the rain comes. Noah did not know that the rain was going to come. God spoke unto him and said, build this ark, for my people, for my kingdom. Build it for me and not for your own doing. This was not something Noah had just done out of his own care or own concern for what was near to come. He had no idea. God told him, this is my will unto you. Will you obey me and be obedient? And he did. That's the same in our lives. We have to sometimes realize what is coming before the rain actually comes. God gives us 1,000,001 signs on certain things that are about to enter into our life, and sometimes we just brush it off or just look the other way and don't even realize that if I would just listened at the beginning, I would have, not probably got into the situation in the first place. Now, sometimes, I don't know I don't know if my wording's the best, but sometimes not listening does place us in positions, or, we kind of wither ourselves into areas that are for the better. But let's be real. 9 times out of 10, when we don't listen to the first sign, most time it hits us bad, and we reap what we sow. That's just the realness of it. We reap what we sow. So I encourage you just to take more time to listen into the signs. When something's showed unto you, or when someone is trying to tell you something, don't always take it, that person just, they're doing the most, or this, that, and the third. Sometimes God is truly using them for you to listen. And sometimes it's a test for us to listen, because this life in general is a test. We tend to be busy but not fruitful. You know how you be on the phone, be like, hey, what you doing? Somebody asks you this, that, and the third. Somebody come to you, I'm busy, I can't do this right now. And it always depends on the context, because sometimes you are busy, but realizing on those times when you say, okay, yeah, I'm busy. Are you really busy, or are you just doing what you want to do? You're not being busy. You're being busy, but you're not being fruitful for what you're doing. What you're doing is not going to multiply, God's kingdom. I think that's more the central point with how the preacher was talking in his sermon. Just because you're saying you're doing this, you're really locked in on doing what you're doing, isn't going to help God's kingdom. Like, I'll be real with you. You feel me? You shouldn't be doing, I'm trying to give an example in my life. Or, saying you're doing something, you're busy, but you're not being fruitful. No, I can't think that on top of my head, but I know there's something, there's multiple things that correlate to my life, that where I be busy and I'm not being fruitful because of it. But I'm trying to change more and do things that are more fruitful towards God and the well-being of myself in general. But you don't gotta be just doing everything all at one time and just overcrowding yourself, when at the end of the day you're being busy but you're not being fruitful. I know it might feel like I was going like an endless circle right there, but just know the main point is be busy but be fruitful while you're being busy. Let your actions work for itself. Kind of like how I tell y'all to let y'all's money work for itself, let y'all's actions work for itself too. We all know that God wants us to be ready for his return. God doesn't want us to send us to hell. Let's be real. That's like your parents. Your parents sometimes don't want to give you the whooping. You feel me? Sometimes they gotta give that whooping. It's like, us growing up when we was little and everything like that. Your parents ain't going to give you the whooping for real, but you had to get it because you ain't want to listen. That's one reason, and you acted up even sometimes after listening. I feel like that's just a way of paraphrasing it. But God wants us to listen because he doesn't want to send us to hell. Now, hell and a whooping is, whoa, I'll take a whooping. I'll take 10 whoopings over going to hell any day. You feel me? That's no question. Hell is not where I want to be. But that's just a little paraphrasing for you, The closest people in your life sometimes don't want to hurt you, but sometimes it's needed just for you to understand what the trueness of what you're doing or what's going on in your life is reflecting onto others. So that's why, God gives us so many chances after chance after chances to recorrect our life and do what we have to do for the better, because he wants to see us succeed. God wants us to one day live with him, be the forefront of his pedestal, be the people of his kingdom that he built and he created us to be. This was a personal right here. Whenever I in my note take, whenever I throw a little star beside my bullet points, it's more of like okay, Tyrese, like this is speaking for real right here. The pastor said, when I say he's talking about life. So it's only a test. Maturity, I don't know if y'all hear the background, but I wanted to make sure I heard it so I didn't know. Maturity is what releases your heart from attaching to this life. I'm gonna let that seep in, okay? I want y'all to play it back in your mind after I say it one more time. It's only a test. Maturity is what releases your heart from attaching to this life. That's kind of like one of the videos I've done before. This on my TikTok when I recorded, and it's on my YouTube Shorts as well. Sometimes you have to disconnect yourself. And when I saw this right here, I saw that like this is really honing in on disconnecting yourself. Jesus was telling us, well, he used actual He used actual scripture because this comes from Matthew, which is in the New Testament, so this is Jesus speaking in the Bible. He used actual scripture, but this is what I took out of it. And he has said, maturity is what releases your heart from attaching to this life. Being more mature, growing as a person, you know, God likes us in our childhood state, because that is our, you know, that is our sense of maturity. That is our sense of, you know, purity before the world condemned us. You know, because everybody's been condemned by the world. You know, when you were released into this world, into the real world, you were condemned by the world. The world got latched on you, and you got surrounded by, you know, beings of the world to not how God intended things to be. But that's life. So that's why it goes back to it. Life is a test. Life is a test. So if life is a test and maturity is what releases your heart from attaching to this life, God is saying you must grow. But how do you grow? Not growing by doing what you want to do in this world, growing in His Word. That's how you grow. When I saw that, I said, man, that's real right there, because I'm on my self journey right now. Life's always not perfect. I told y'all in the first, like this morning, today was not perfect. You know, I kind of woke up with that sense of conviction on my heart, like, you know, are you doing what's right for my kingdom, or are you doing what's right for yourself, Tyrese? Like, that's talking about from God's end, talking to me in a sense. Like, that sense of conviction will sit on you. And my heart, this is what I wrote down. I wrote this word for word. My heart is too attached to right now, but I want to see my future prosper. And I had to think on that. How can I want my future to prosper when I'm too attached to the moment right now? I want to do all this right now. I want to see all this right now. I want to experience all this right now. How can I do all this right now in this time span, and I want to still have a future? If you do everything right now, you want to have a future. Come on. And when I say future, I know I can't really do right now in the same day, in the same month, in the same week, in the same year, you feel me? My future is 5 to 10 years from now. So if I'm trying to do everything from now to 5 years, I'm not going to see a future because I've already done everything. Sometimes you have to just take things. So I said another video about that. Make sure y'all go check out the TikTok and the YouTube Shorts. I'll be putting y'all on game because I'll be putting myself on game. You feel me? You gotta take this life stuff slow, man. Life is gonna prosper for you, bro. Because God has gave you breath and life for another day. He has a plan for you, but you have to listen to that plan. It goes back to you have to do God's will. And then I said right here, nothing on this world is mine. I feel the conviction when I don't stay true to God's will. Nothing is more valuable than one day seeing my Lord and Savior, who died on the cross for me and my sins. So everything I do on this temporary world, I'll have eternal life in my real world. The world I'm destined to go to, and that's heaven. Y'all, I'm doing some damage on this pasta salad right now, y'all. I'm doing some damage. This pasta salad is right. Well, pasta salad, I'm saying because that's all I taste for real. It's got like that pasta salad taste to it because more chicken and the rice, you know, it kind of just adds to it. I'm going to start doing this more often. I'm going to do this more often. Trust me, this will for sure be another meal prep the weeks and weeks to go. All right. I was a little hungry right there. I was doing a lot of talking, but not a lot of eating. All right. And then finally, my last note I wrote on here was, the reward is to finish my race and reap my crown because I was faithful. I will one day cry out to God and fall fresh in His glory. This right here is talking about, I want to be able to, of course, go to heaven. I want to be given my crown. This is what the pastor said as well. He said, I want to be given my crown from God, meaning I am now one of His disciples. I am now a part of His kingdom, because God has told us anytime when we go to His kingdom, we will be royalty. You might not be royalty on this earth. You know, you might feel sometimes like you are not nothing, this, that, and the third. But in heaven, God will give you the royalty. He will give you your crown, and he will give you your robe, flesh from his blood. Flesh coated in his blood. You feel me? That's kind of like the holy trinity of, you know, the covenant that God gives. I will receive this crown unto him. I will receive my robe. But at the end of the day, I'm going to cry out to God. After this robe gets placed, after this crown gets placed, you know, this is all figuratively of all imaginative, you know, because it has yet to happen. But after this crown gets placed on my head, my robe gets draped around me, I'm going to fall out, and I'm going to give God his grace that he deserves. Because only God brought me to this moment. Now I can say, this is mine. This is mine. Because now I've reaped the benefits of what God has given unto me. Now this life thing is tricky, y'all. But just know that we will reap the benefits in the end as long as we stay true to his word, y'all. And I have to do better as well. That's why, you know, I really have taken more accountability, more commitment in what I do right here on the camera. Like I said, you can't always just push the image everybody else wants you to push, you know. You can't just push what's trending, what's popping. You can't do that, because in the day, I'm just doing that for fame and glory. And that's not going to be with me forever. You know, I want my name to put out there. I want my name to be present. I want my face to be shown unto others where they can recognize me for me. Not for just an image that I'm putting on just to, you know, gain attraction, gain interaction, things like that. I want to be true to what I do, and I want it to be purposeful to everyone that is watching it. And I know the same way God transmitted his words to us, I know the word that I give out, the entertainment I give out, the knowledge I give out, the right people will seek it. And the right people are seeking it. You watch this video, and the people yet to come watch this video, y'all are the right people. Y'all are in the right place. So that's why I appreciate the support that I have, because I'm grateful for the amount of people I have reached so far. You can't expect to reach everybody in the world just by starting, you know what I'm saying? And you won't even reach everybody in the world once you get more into the game and gain more traction. It's not like that. You know, that's just not the realness of it. People are gonna be people, you know. Even your closest people ain't gonna support you all the time. But eventually, when they need that word, and you direct that right word towards them, that right entertainment, that right image, that right message, everybody comes trickling back, man. Everybody comes trickling back. You gotta have the discernment for who is right for you in your life, because hey, everybody knows this, but not everybody gonna be around your life all the time. Not everybody gonna be around your life all the time. My pops has sent me a message just the other day, and I actually want to pull it up, because he said it right there. He said it in his message. Give me a second while I look. I'm scanning through the message right now. It's a lot to it, but I'm scanning, y'all. I'm trying to look. Nah, I can't find it right now, y'all. But that meal was in here. Now I can't get, but I will say this part to my dad. My dad, we are Steelers fans. You know, we're rooted Steelers fans for life. You know, ever since I was a baby, I probably came out with the Steelers flag right there above me in the hospital, saying, you know, go Pittsburgh Steelers, because that's how we do it, man. You know, that's how we do it. The best NFL team in the league. You know, mark my words, still the best. You feel me? You can say what you want to about these recent years, but we got how many of them? Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. Talk to me when y'all catch up. But my dad always says right here, I'm going to read this right here, what he said. Like I always tell you, Jerome Bettis told his kids, and, you know, you got to be humble no matter what right here. He said, and I am no way in the same category with Jerome Bettis, but if I have a short part to give you or not a lot to give you, I do give you my name, and please don't make shame of it. You know, everybody has someone that come into this world, and you know, not everybody is given, you know, the best family household, the best family name, but one thing, the best family image, but one thing you will carry for the whole of your life is that name placed from your family. So don't try to, you know, and that's the same way for God. We are God's children. Don't don't mess with that image for just a short pleasure, y'all. Don't mess with that name. Don't mess up that image because, hey, at the end of the day, that's representing you, and that's your representation for your future. Your family could be, your family could be millionaires. Your family could be doing, they could have gave back to all the charities in the world. Could have been the best, wholesome people in the world. But if you come around and you don't, follow, now you don't follow in the footsteps, but you don't follow around your morals, your guidelines, and you do what's beneficial for this world. You just hurting yourself, brother. Hurting yourself. But I'm gonna finish the rest of this food because it's time for it to get bust down, you feel me? But the next time I talk to y'all, well, this is not the next time, but the next time I talk to y'all, I will be finished with the other sermon that I was listening to this morning as well. But his topic, they was same preacher. His topic this one was break free from the grip of temptation, walk in your purpose. When you say this, I can still hit the little dreaded topic of this right here. You feel me? That's OC right there. That's biblical equivalent to OC. Walk in your purpose. Come on now. And this comes from Matthew as well. I feel like Matthew is a strong chapter, especially when it's the first book of the New Testament. So this is the first talking of Jesus. So like this is some good stuff right here. Some good stuff. So I've only gotten somewhat into the notes so far, but this is really only probably 10 minutes into the sermon, and I think about 40 minutes, the whole thing. So I stopped it right there. My last note was I was about to write down his recap of what Matthew chapter 18 verse 9 is. So if you want to know where I'm at so far when you see this video, so far I'm of course on Matthew chapter 18, but I'm in so far verses 1 through 8. And I kind of, listened through that, highlighted my Bible piece by piece as I work my way through the book. But overall, off my memory, this is off my memory, Matthew chapter 18 verse 9 was talking about when temptation is fleeing or seeking towards you. It was using the image of take one eye out, take one's eye out and throw it away, because you have to look away from the evil itself. You're not literally taking your eye out, but you're covering the vision unto what is seeking you into temptation, what's leading you into temptation, so you won't be pulled into it. Some good stuff right there, some good stuff. So I was going to actually, get his wording on how he broke it down, because he broke down every other verse. Well, broke down the verse as he was talking, and he had stopped on that one when I was about to go more into it. So I'll pick that back up, and hope by the next vlog, me and tomorrow, I can let y'all know about that as well. I feel like this is real good. I can go on and on talking about God, because I want to make sure that God can go on and on talking about me. So, but yeah, I'm gonna finish this food, and then I'm gonna take a shower, and then we'll go from there. Y'all might see more of me, you might not, but you most likely will. So I'll talk to y'all in a few. All right now, peace.
These niggas hate me, still wanna beat me, popping my shit with no collar. I've been moving low key, trying to do